this get here? Oh, hi. So before I begin today's video, I do want to show you something really quickly. This is my shoe. This is what it does now. Now, I think this might be the only time that the bottom of my shoe has ever completely separated itself. Well, okay, it hasn't completely separated itself, but it's pretty close. It's also important to point out that this is the same shoe that a nail went through during the mission trip. It's also important to point out that, yes, a nail went through my shoe during the mission trip. It didn't go through my foot, though, so no worries. So, I know what some of you are thinking. Or maybe none of you are thinking this, and I'm just kind of making the assumption that you are and you're not, so the whole assumption thing isn't true. I'm tired. But some of you may very well be thinking, so wait, you spent a week and a half away from making videos, did that whole thing about where you've been the past week and a half, and then waited an entire week to make a video again. Yes, I did, and I do apologize for that, but I've been busy this past week. I did actually mention last week the reason why I've been busy this past week, and that's day camp. So, I'm going to explain where I've been the past week. Doesn't that sound familiar? But this time I'm not going to be time traveling by cuts because this is the end of the week. I'm filming all of this on the same day that I'm hoping to edit and upload it, so this can be fun. Also, I have a feeling the whole time traveling by cuts thing is something that was kind of a fluke, so it probably won't happen again, as convenient as that would be. So the real question to be asking when it comes to day camp is just, what is it? Well, first you need to know that at our church we have a group of youth called Youth Group. And Youth Group really isn't specific to our church. There has in fact been a youth group at every church I've attended and every church I've heard about. But at our church, here at home, Mom takes these kids out on a week-long event called day camp. And basically every day of the week, Monday through Friday, she takes the kids out to a different location. And I've attended day camp basically every year since we moved here. Well, maybe not every year, but for as long as I can remember, which granted isn't that far, but still. So, this past week, where exactly did we go? Well, I'm going to tell you. Monday we went to Andis's house. Andis is a member of our church, and there is actually a creek not far from where she lives, so we go to her house, walk over to the creek, and just kind of walk along the creek looking for arrowheads, and in some cases, live creatures. Tuesday we went to the quarry. About 2 hours from here there is a park called Nelson's Ledges. And in this park there is a quarry, which used to be used as a quarry, but has since filled up with water. And it is now a swimming hole, though it is important to point out that this used to be a hangout for hippies, where they would go to smoke grass and do all the wonderful things that hippies do. Now it's still basically a hangout for hippies, but now it's legal. Wednesday we went to Charles Mill Lake. Another sometime on occasion, every so often, member of our church owns a boat that he allows the kids to ride on in Charles Mill Lake. So we ride out on the boat, we take turns riding on an inner tube, and when we're not doing that, we just swim on the beach. Thursday we went to the Akron Zoo, and also on the Canal Fulton ferry ride. And Friday we went tubing down the Mohican, which I don't have pictures for because we didn't take any pictures while tubing because we were in water pretty much the entire time, and cameras don't like water. Also going to throw this out there, many of the pictures from this week, except for those on Thursday, were not taken by me, they were taken by Mom on the church camera. So, I can thank her for those, so thank you, Mom. So that's where I've been the past week, but that's really only what took up most of the day. It didn't take up the evenings. There was something else that took up the evenings. See, the other thing I did this past week was be part of the American Federation Band. This band is primarily made up of members of the American Federation of Musicians, some specific local branch, but I don't remember what the number is right now. This is a union of musicians, and many of the members of this band are members of this union. Some of them, including myself, are not. But every summer, the American Federation of Musicians branch blah-de-blah-blah will come together to perform a concert, or two, or in this case 3. For the past 10 years, the director of bands at Hillsdale High School, my alma mater, directed this band. And I've been part of this band for the past few years, so I wasn't able to do it last year. And the basic premise of this is that we have one rehearsal and usually 2 concerts and occasionally 3, like this here. So this past week we had our rehearsal Monday night and had concerts Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Which means that I could have recorded something on Tuesday, but I was really tired and didn't want to. Sorry. So that's where I've been the past week, and in all honesty, I feel kind of bad about not posting videos that often for the past couple weeks. So here is what I'm going to promise you today. Next week, I am going to post a video every day. Well, technically it won't just be me, Singing Guy will post a few videos too, but you will be getting a video every day next week. And I am making you that promise, which means if I don't fulfill that promise, I will be punished. And I'm going to point out that I will not repeat any punishments from the past year, so don't get any ideas, Alicia and Cassie. So next week, starting Monday, you will get a video every day until next Monday. And that's all for me for today, so I will see all of you on Monday. Doodles.